I can never be a nice guy. I can never be nice. I'm sorry if this hurts you, but I can never be nice. I have come to a point in life where I realize that being nice is not always nice. Most of the people that are nice will always regret later. Most of the people that are nice will always live with a whole lot of regret. And I'm not about to do that to myself. I don't even wish that for my enemy. I'm not wishing that for you, and I'm not wishing it for me. Have you ever heard when people say, nice guys finish last? I mean, I put it up here for us to see what the internet or what Wikipedia says about being nice. I'm going to read for you. It says, nice guy is an informal term commonly used with either a literal or a sarcastic meaning for a man. For a man. In the literal sense, the term describes a man who is agreeable, gentle, compassionate, sensitive, and vulnerable. The term is used both in the negative and in the positive way. Hey, it is very common to see people say, hey, he is a nice guy, the guy is a nice guy, he doesn't have problems, and all of that. But in reality, do people actually value the nice guys? Do people actually take them to be important people? Nobody, absolutely nobody really looks at the nice guy. The nice guy can stay in an office for 20 years and won't get promoted. The nice guy will put up all the work and will not be noticed. But hey, have you ever considered the other guy that is the opposite of the nice guy? The audacious guy. That is exactly the guy I want to introduce to you today. This guy knows that it is not about consistency. This guy understands that life doesn't give you what you wish for. He understands that life doesn't give you what you pray for. It understands that life doesn't give you what you wish you will have. I mean, life is not even fair. So he takes responsibility and becomes very audacious. He makes requests. He makes bold requests without regretting. He makes bold requests without even looking back. This is the guy that gets promoted. This is the guy that ensures that any effort he puts in is noticed, and if you fail to notice it, he calls your attention to notice it. This guy is the audacious guy. But what happens to the nice guy? He's somewhere in the locker room, somewhere in his cubicle, doing all the dirty work, doing all the hard job, but the audacious guy keeps getting the promotion every single time. Now, we see the nice guys in churches. They don't get recognized. But who gets recognized? The audacious guys. The guys who believe they deserve everything. They may not really be worth what they deserve, but they believe so much that their positive energy somehow rubs off on the people around them, and they give them exactly what they are looking for. The nice guy might not be the most important guy or the most valued guy in the room, but he does the most important work and goes unnoticed. See, there's so many reasons why I tell people I can never be the nice guy. My dad was a nice guy to some extent, and I told myself I am never going to be that version of him. I mean, in my previous videos, in all of the videos, I've said so many good things about my dad. But there were times in my life growing up when I watched my dad literally being taken advantage of by people he could have whipped, by people he could have dealt with them seriously. Example, my dad had a worker who duped him of so much money, and my dad just said, let it go, let it fly. And the guy went ahead and enjoyed the money. If that happened to me, I'll tell you the truth, I will deal with him. I will whip him because I don't take nonsense. I can be a nice guy, but I'm not going to take nonsense. I am not going to take nonsense. That's why I can never fall into that place. Being a nice guy is crazy. Being a nice guy is not nice. There are certain times when you have to be audacious. You have to make that bold move to ask for what you truly deserve. Some of you are working in places where you never get promoted, where things will never happen positively in your life. Most of the promotions will come, but they won't come to you because you are the nice guy. You're the guy that never complains. You are the guy that is easygoing. Girls will take advantage of you. Yes, they will take advantage of you because you know what? You're the nice guy. You don't get to go with the most beautiful girls. You get to settle for what people don't want anymore. Because why? You are the nice guy. You see, the nice guy does not set boundaries. He allows everything to get to him. The nice guy faces resentment. The nice guy is open to manipulation. People easily manipulate the nice guy. The nice guy stays in unhealthy relationships because people do experiments with him. So he stays in unhealthy relationships without complaining. It is not just about being bold. You see, audacity is not just about being bold. It is about being bold even when you do not have all the answers to what you are looking for. Even when you are unsure of yourself, audacity means being bold to that extent. Being audacious means, hey, I do not understand what this is going to bring at the tail end. But yeah, if there's something good that is going to come out of it, I want it, I need it, and I deserve it. It's about telling people, yes, this thing should be mine. I deserve to sit on this table, and I don't care whosoever is sitting on that table. I want to sit on this table. These are some of the bold steps that you need to take. If you're bidding for contracts, sometimes the contract is not given to the nice guy. It is given to the guy who is audacious enough, who is bold enough to ask for it, who is bold enough to ask for his price. Most people who are doing maybe crafts and all of that, most people don't get paid their worth. Yes, they don't get paid their worth because they are not bold enough to ask for it. They are not bold enough to ask for a premium for the services they offer. So they settle for less. While the audacious guys, the guys that take it a step further to say, hey, it is not just about me being bold. It is about me being bold even when I am unsure of myself. Sometimes most of the decisions I've taken in life is not because I am sure that I can do it. But I simply say, yes, this thing, I can do it. I am sure that if you put me in this place where this thing is done, I can deliver. And I tell you for sure that when I get there, I deliver. Because it is a mindset. It is a mental state of believing that you can do it, even when everything around you is doubting it. You just simply step out there and say, yes. It starts with the moment you vocalize it. It starts with the moment you make it audible enough to say, hey, you know what? I do not like the way you treat me, and I want to be treated with respect. I do not like the way you talk to me. I want you to talk to me with respect. Whenever you are addressing me, I want you to address me with respect because I deserve the respect. This is an audacious guy speaking. This is a guy who understands what it means to be audacious. He doesn't succumb to the status quo. This guy is not bending to the rules. He is making the rules. That guy should be you. If you want to be audacious, it means you've decided that you are going to break the status quo. You are going to say, okay, whatsoever is limiting other people is not going to limit me because I see myself in a different light. Hey, let me put up a phrase here and I'll give you the time to read. It says, nice guys finish last suggests people, usually men, who are too kind or considerate in relationship life are disadvantaged. It says a disadvantage compared to those who are aggressive and self-serving. A nice guy is warm, kind, and compassionate, and tends to avoid conflicts, which is objectively a positive trait. Now, tending to avoid conflict is objectively a positive trait, but at some point, that positive trait works against you. Because life is not always fair. It's not always about your positive side. It's not always, people don't walk around with mirrors to know that you have good intentions. You have to tell them. Some people will trade on you. Some people will bully you. You have to stand up for yourself. See, I've come to a point in life, in my 30s, I've come to a point where I realize, see, in life, if you play cool always, you'll be the least person. You be the least on the list. Yeah, that list is going to have your name last. I mean, after they filled up the name of any other person, they're going to come with your name last. But if you play with the audacious rule that says, hey, if you have a list, I want to be on that list. They say, no, you don't have to be on this list. You say, I want to be on that list. If I'm not on that list, then nobody else deserves to be on that list. Yes, that's the spirit we are talking about. It is high time we do away with this foolish mentality. I mean, the world has been engineered that people are raised foolish. People no more stand up for themselves. Imagine if someone walks into your room and is carrying, let's say, volleyball bats to come and attack you and your family. You are not bold enough to stand up for yourself. You are waiting to call the police to come and rescue you. We've lost our senses. We've lost our mind. we have suddenly become weaklings. I mean, we used to be gatherers. Human beings were naturally gatherers and hunters. Hunters don't sleep. Hunters take authority. Hunters know that it is either you hunt or you are hunted. This applies even in the workplace. You either hunt or you become hunted. If you're living in the jungle, it is either you hunt or you become hunted. Nobody is immune to the system. So, what are you going to do? Still stay in that old place where you stay, and then you believe that something is going to happen. Oh, maybe one day they are going to notice my efforts. Nobody is going to notice you. Absolutely nobody. Nobody is going to notice you. I'm sorry to say this, but nobody will notice you. You will walk in vain, and nobody, absolutely nobody will notice you. So you have to step up. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to get to the point where you say, if nobody's noticing me, then I have to tell them my value. I have to show them exactly what I am worth. Now, this is not to be confused with stupid aggression or stupid, what is it called? Or with stupid self-confidence. You have self-confidence, but there's a time where it becomes aggressive. I'm not saying you should be aggressive, but I'm saying you should be bold enough to pronounce what you want, to let people see your value, to show them you are actually valuable, because most times if you don't show them you're valuable, they will never treat you as being valuable. I don't have all the answers, but I can make this bold request because I know that I deserve something better. See, when you show up for yourself, you become a better version of who you're supposed to be. Sometimes it is better to be audacious than to be consistent. You see, you can be consistent at work, showing up at, let's say, 7:30 or 6 a.m. every morning and leaving last, but nobody would notice you until the day you start to tell them you value. Until the day you tell them, look here, I need a pay raise. I come to work every single day. I want a raise in my pay. I deserve a better salary structure. I deserve a better offer than this. Nobody, absolutely nobody will look at you until you get to that point. Absolutely nobody will consider you until you get to that point where you understand your value and you present your value in front of them in a way that they can't resist. I'm not talking about when people simply become arrogant. Yeah, arrogant is the word I was looking for. When people simply become very arrogant simply because they feel entitled. I'm not talking about entitlement. I'm talking about having real value and placing premium and importance on yourself. Okay? Now, so it is sometimes better to be audacious than to be quiet. It is sometimes better to be audacious and be seen as the bad guy than to be seen as a good guy. Sometimes it is not good enough to be good. Yeah. It is not enough to be the good guy. You have to sometimes be the bad guy. You have to sometimes be the villain in your story. Yes. See, it is sometimes better to be feared than to be loved. You heard me? And I'm unremorseful about that part. It is sometimes better to be feared than to be than to be loved. Machiavelli said that. And I totally agree with him. You see, when you become audacious, you overcome your fear. When you overcome your fear, you overcome the permission gap. That gap where you need to always seek permission. You see, some people are basically just living on the people have to permit them to live their life. And that is not where you want to be. That is not the kind of life that you were designed to live. You don't have to take permission to live your life. You have to be bold enough to live your life the way you want to live it. Not negatively, not in ways that becomes a nuisance to the society, not in ways that makes you very arrogant and maybe boastful or maybe belligerent or maybe whatsoever, but in a way that positively reflects the good energy that you have within you. When you become audacious, you achieve success and growth, and you disarm resistance. The audacious people always disarm resistance. Resistance in terms of workplace bullying and the rest. Resistance in terms of stagnation. When you become audacious, you break the status quo, and it separates success from stagnancy. It separates success from stagnancy. When you become audacious, you start to own your voice. You start to say, hey, I don't care what people think. This is how I speak. This is my voice. And you lend your voice to where your voice is needed. When you become audacious, you see yourself being the better version of you. You build resilience when you become audacious. By the time you start being audacious, you build resilience, because it is because the audacious people understand it is not just enough to vocalize that you want to be on a particular table. Yeah. It is not just enough to vocalize that you want to be in that table. When you do that, you also start to show people that you can bring value to that table. That crowns your audacious spirit with good ranking, with good success, with good results. When you're audacious enough, you start making bold requests. When you're audacious enough, you become satisfied with yourself. And what else is there to life if you are not satisfied with yourself? So go ahead. Hit the subscribe button if you like content like this. Hit the like button. And until I see you in my next video, I believe that this was able to change your mindset one surgical approach at a time. I call myself the small business doctor because what I do is changing your mind one surgical idea at a time. And I am the rich son of a classroom teacher. Yes, I am the only rich son of a classroom teacher. I keep calling myself the rich son of a classroom teacher because it makes me feel good about myself. And that is exactly what I'm supposed to be. Yeah, the rich son of a classroom teacher. Until I see you in my next video, like, subscribe, share content like this. And if you like something like this, turn on the notification and you will be the first to see it when next I post a video like this. God bless you and bye-bye. Until I see you in my next video, keep being exceptional and be audacious. Bye-bye.